Now as the last little section, we'll try and cover this right quickly. This is how to avoid becoming overwhelmed. And it's really just 3 steps, 3 categories of things you should do with your business to keep yourself from feeling overwhelmed no matter what's going on. Examine, express, and expand. And I did that just to make them easy to remember. Honestly, it's just a few different things that everybody would do with business, I think. But this helps me to kind of make a framework, how we evaluate what we're doing and what we should do to make things better. First, examine. You need to know yourself and know your shop. No matter who you are, no matter what you do. Examine your capabilities, your shop's capabilities. What can we do? What can we achieve? And this can be technical. This can also be more about marketing. It can be anything you're doing. Just what can we achieve? What are we capable of right now with the people who are in-house, with the assets in-house? What can we do? Examine your capacity. How much could we do? Are we at capacity right now? Are we completely flooded? Or do we have more capacity to do more work? Or do different work? Or to do a different segment? What's our capacity? How full are we in what we can do, can accomplish, and what we want to do? And last, examine potential partners or actions that can give you more of both. Before you need them, you should already check and see, can you get more of both? Can I get more capability? Can I increase what I'm capable of? What would it take? Is it a class? Is it a piece of equipment? What would it take to jump to a new level or into a new market or into a new segment? And then your capacity. What can I get to get more capacity? Is it a partner? Do I find a contract decorator who, if I really do get swamped, I can outsource, make a very small margin on the profit, and keep moving until I want to maybe add the capacity myself, or I decide that I don't want to take that much customer work? Examine the potential partners and actions that can give you more of both capacity and capability. Express. This is huge. Whenever I talk to somebody who's having a problem with a customer, almost universally, 9 times out of 10, they haven't discussed everything up front with the customer when they should. It's not just angry customers. There are some unreasonable customers who are jerks who are going to be jerks. I'm not telling you there won't be. There's absolutely going to be jerks. There are jerks every week. However, most of the time when there's something that's going wrong, it's because we haven't been really clear about expressing ourselves, or if we had been more clear or more forthright or more forward, even if we were pretty good and we should have been all right, we might have headed off the problem ahead of time by being very clear. Express your policies, expectations, and requirements clearly before you enter an agreement. Before you write that sale down, before it's done, express what your policies are, what your return policies are, what people can expect, also what you require of them. The ad specialty companies are great about this. If you do not approve this art by this date, we will not meet your production day. They tell you that on every email. You can tell your customer the same thing. If you do not approve the art, if you do not answer my calls by Wednesday, there's no way I'm running it by Monday. It's not happening. Our schedule is not there. You have to say it ahead of time and before the agreement is entered. Express your possibilities, difficulties, and success and failure conditions, especially when people are new. Sometimes they'll take on something they're not sure that they know how to do it, but they're afraid to say that they're not sure because they think somebody will walk. There's a lot of people who will go on that journey with you and let you do something experimental, especially if it's not something usual, but they want to work with you. Tell them. Say, here's the thing. I might ruin this thing. Let's talk about what could happen. If I ruin this, what's going to happen? It's very different if they've got an heirloom quilt than if they have a shirt we can order at Sanmar. So we do have to talk about that. But at the same time, there could be difficulties. There are success and failure conditions. Am I going to replace this garment if I ruin it? Or are you going to pay for it? That shouldn't be a question they have after they talk to you. If they don't know what's going to happen on the failure of a garment or what the spoilage rate is, that's a problem you have because they need to know that before they leave your shop. And express emergent need-to-know information immediately. A lot of small shops or people who are first coming up will ruin something, freak out, try and fix it, and miss a deadline. If you've ruined something, if you're going to miss a deadline, if you know there's no way it's going to work, if your machine goes down and you know for a fact, especially if there's not a lot of wiggle room, you know something's going to go badly, call, apologize, get it out of the way, and tell them you're trying to make sure that they have a backup strategy, especially if it's an event. We did tons of event marketing, and like I said, TV and movies, if they're shooting, they darn well need to know if you're not going to have the right stuff for their apparel tonight. Don't hold off on it. I'm one of those people who hates to give bad news, and I had to learn this one the hard way. Don't wait and see if you can fix it if it's going to be critical to the customer. Get the information out now. It's better all day long, even if they have to redirect and get it done somewhere else, not to leave them in the lurch. Last thing, you need to expand. Expand your capability and your capacity when the need or the opportunity demands it. If you see opportunities out there where it really makes sense and it looks good and there's buyers on the hook, absolutely get that new equipment, get that new thing. When you are at capacity all the time and you find yourself running short of time, absolutely look at your capacity or look at what you're taking in and make sure it's profitable. Make sure you're not just feeding the bottom 80% with the top 20%. Don't subsidize doing a bunch of bad work that's not profitable by doing a little bit of profitable work. But check your capacity and expand if you need to when it demands it. Expand the abilities and opportunities for yourself and your employees. I have worked in shops that died because they kept trying to stomp the best employees down because they were afraid they were leaving. You want to know what they did? They left. Yeah. The last shop I worked at, this is why I stopped decorating for them. Because they were so afraid I would leave that they made it absolutely clear that I was going to have to. Be the kind of place where you and your people who work for you have some opportunities to expand, even if it's just expanding their skill set, to give some feedback, because if they have some autonomy, the ability to master their process and a purpose, they'll stay around and they'll want to be there with you and they'll want to go on that journey. Anytime you start to keep them in the dark, smash them down, don't let them grow, they're going to find something else. And honestly, if you do that to yourself, which you can do, as a sole proprietor, you can start to smash yourself into a corner until you can't expand or change your mind. You'll start to hate the work. Don't hate the work. Expand your abilities, expand your opportunities, look for those outs. And if you hate what you're currently doing, look for another way. You got to look for another way sometimes. Also, at the end, expand your vision for what you can do, achieve, and create based on your experience. Don't just do the same old thing. Eventually, you're going to find you're like, I feel really comfortable here. Comfortable is a good place to do something uncomfortable. Stay comfortable too long and you'll fall off. Get uncomfortable. Trust me, I get nervous between every one of these things. This is a brand new topic for me this year. I came into this and my friends were all making fun of me because I was running these slides this morning again. Brand new topic. I ran this whole thing by myself in the hotel this morning. You can get uncomfortable, and uncomfortable is a good place because that feeling of nervousness is also excitement. That nervousness wants you to achieve it. That's the feeling. Why are you afraid? Because you are on the cusp of something that you might achieve. That's why you're afraid. You're right on the edge of it. And it's where you want to be. Be a little uncomfortable, you'll be happier in the end. So this is the crux for all of that section. Know yourself, know your shop, know where you want to go, and then get some actionable plans. It's the biggest thing. If you can be aware of yourself, be a little reflective, write some stuff down. I know it sounds fuzzy. It sounds like we're doing self-help up here. I'm not going to become a guru and tell you to chill out, but know yourself, know where you want to go, and you'll have a better way for everything you do from here out. Get that foundation and rock it out.